Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are tackling the problem, maximum walls destroyed by robots. Here is the problem page. It is a bit of a read, so let's break down exactly what it's asking us to do, step by step. Imagine an endless straight line. On this line, we have robots placed at certain spots, and walls placed at other spots. Each robot is armed with exactly one bullet. They can choose to fire this bullet to their left or to their right, up to a specific maximum distance given to us. When a robot fires, that bullet destroys absolutely every wall it passes through within its range. But there is a major catch. Robots act as solid, indestructible shields. If a bullet hits another robot, it stops right there. It cannot travel any further to destroy more walls. Our goal is to figure out the maximum total number of unique walls we can destroy if every robot makes the smartest possible choice about which direction to shoot. Before we dive into the solution, just a quick reminder. If any part of this gets confusing, please drop a question in the comments. I read them all and I will respond to help you out. Let's look at a simple example. We have one robot sitting at position 4. Its bullet can travel a distance of 3. We have two walls, one at position 1, and one way out at position 10. The robot has to choose. If it shoots left, the bullet covers the area from position 1 to position 4. If it shoots right, it covers position 4 to position 7. Looking at our walls, shooting left hits the wall at position 1. Shooting right hits nothing because the other wall is too far away at position 10. So the best choice is left, destroying one wall total. Just a quick heads up, we will be walking through the logic using Python, but the concepts apply anywhere. I'll provide the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript at the end of the video. So how do we solve this? The first approach combines binary search and dynamic programming. To start, we need to organize our data by linking each robot to its shooting distance, and then sorting everything from left to right. We need to figure out the true range for each robot. Remember, a robot's bullet isn't always just its position, plus or minus its distance, because neighboring robots get in the way. When calculating how far left a robot can shoot, we have to check if there is another robot to its left. If there is, the bullet stops right in front of that neighbor. The exact same logic applies to the right. We take the minimum of its full distance, and the spot right before the next robot. Once we know the exact boundaries a robot can shoot within, we can use binary search on our sorted list of walls to quickly count exactly how many walls fall inside that firing zone. After counting the potential walls for each robot, we use dynamic programming. We move through the robots one by one, keeping track of two states for each, the maximum total walls destroyed so far if this robot shoots left, and the maximum if it shoots right. The hardest part of this problem is handling overlaps. What if the robot behind us shot to the right and we shoot to the left? Their bullets cross paths in the middle. To solve this, we also pre-calculate the total number of walls sitting exactly between the two robots. When adding up their scores, we combine what they each hit, but we cap that sum at the total number of walls available between them, ensuring we never double count a destroyed wall. Here is a snippet of how that first approach starts, building the map and sorting. But we can actually optimize this further, so let's look at a slightly better way to write it. That brings us to our optimal approach. Since we are sorting the robots and the walls anyway, we don't actually need to use binary search to count the walls. We can just use two pointers that slide from left to right, which is much faster. Furthermore, we don't need massive arrays to store our dynamic programming states. Since the current robot only cares about the decisions made by the robot immediately before it, we can just use a few variables to pass that information along, saving memory. Here is the setup for the optimized approach. We zip the robots and distances together so they stay linked when we sort them. Then we initialize all our sliding pointers and our dynamic programming variables to 0. Inside our main loop, we calculate those left and right boundaries we talked about, checking for neighbors. Then, we just slide our pointers forward through the walls list to find exactly how many walls sit in each zone. Finally, we do the math. We calculate the walls in the left range, the right range, and the middle area. Then we update our maximums. Notice that line checking the minimum between the overlapping ranges and the total middle walls. That's the overlap protection. We finish by returning the highest score found. So how fast is this? The time complexity is dominated by sorting both the robots and the walls at the very beginning. Moving the pointers afterwards is super fast. The space complexity is kept small, because we just used variables instead of arrays for the dynamic programming. Real quick, I want to mention why this channel sounds like it does. You can tell this is an AI voice. I actually built this system for myself to instantly generate clear explanations whenever a new problem drops, so I can study efficiently. I upload them here to help you guys out too, completely free of ads and sponsorships. I have also recently updated the format of these videos to move faster with smaller chunks of text on screen. Let me know in the comments if you prefer this style, and remember to ask any questions about the problem logic down there as well. If you want to copy the exact code I just showed, or the other languages I'm about to show, you can grab them easily at leetcodeunlocked.com. The link is right in the description. Alright, as promised, let's take a quick look at how this solution translates into other popular languages. Here is the setup for the Java version, sorting the two-dimensional array based on the robot positions. You can find the full continuous block on the site. Next up is the C++ version, utilizing vectors and pairs to link the data before sorting. And finally the JavaScript version, creating an array of arrays and using a custom sort function. To wrap things up, the big lessons here are: always sort positional data first. Look for opportunities to replace binary search with two sliding pointers if things are already sorted. And be very careful not to double count when ranges overlap in dynamic programming. Before we finish up, I want to mention I have a main channel called Leetcode Unlocked. I am on a mission to eventually post a solution for literally every single problem on the platform. Check it out if you want to study problems outside the daily challenge. If you'd like to support that massive goal, you can donate at buymeaboba.com/leetcodedaily. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get your daily streak done early. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.